Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the Collingwood vs West Coast Eagles round 4 game 1, in which basically chaos happened. AFLW fantasy season pretty much ended in that game alone, as we did see Bree Davey get concussed, and that pretty much ruined my double game week plans and everything, as she's going to go down 120k and basically not enable me to get any meaningful upgrades done in the week 5, which will be pretty annoying. So that's pretty much, season done and over for that. But anyway, we'll still be doing reviews and everything, which should still be all right for you guys. But anyway, let's just jump into the video here. As you see, Collingwood did lose by 17, which stuffed up my tips again. I didn't think Collingwood would be this bad. I didn't think they'd have injuries, so yeah, that kind of stuffs that up. But anyway, Rowe 93, 16 disposals, 11 tackles. She was the main person there. If we just split over here, you can see 27, 29, 13, 24 quarter splits. Frederick 89 as well, 13, 2, 4, 39 hitouts, 2 free kicks for, 2 free kicks against. She was pretty good on the night there. Can with 15 and 11, but she is now suspended as well. So her, you can just see how decimated this Collingwood lineup is, to the point that I'm pretty sure they have to play Campbell and Ramos both on ball next week, or later on in this week on the weekend. Barnett 61, she kicked a goal. She did really well early, and so if you picked her up, then you did pretty well. Campbell 55, pretty sure she had a big last quarter. 22 last quarter. I expect her to stand up next on the weekend against the Bulldogs, as they basically have no one, especially with Blackburn out. Porter 52, Slisher with 15 and 4 tackles. 3 free kicks against. I still don't understand why they're not using her off kickouts when they're using, is it Cincinnati or they're using Livingston off kickouts. They're going long to Frederick. It's getting pounded back into the inside 50, where an opposition player is waiting. A handball off to a runner, and then they get a shot on goal or get a deep entry back in. That is how simple Collingwood's kickouts are, and how it's just leading to rebound 50, re-entry 50s, time and time again. It is so dumb, it is so poor, and it is just entry level, football at the end of the day. It is just, they're just putting pressure on themselves effectively by just repeating the same thing over and over again, not having a plan B. And giving it to Schleicher would be the smarter play, because she's able to run it 15 meters out, boot it, and it goes an extra 20 meters. You get an extra 20 meters than someone like Livingston just kicking it out from the square. It is so dumb, and it's just going to lead to them being absolutely pathetic. Ramos, 9 disposals, 5 tackles. Again, she didn't really get going, a 39. She'll be better for the next game with just no players, but she'll make some cash. But yeah, that was a poor choice as well. Just injury after injury after injury, causing chaos. Shoot, 36. Brazil, 33, Davey, 33. You can see the Davey concussion here. You can see she started off really well tracking, and then a 4 in the second quarter. If you actually look at her stats, I just wanted to check how much time on ground does she usually play. You can see that her usual games are around that 80 to 84%. If we do that, and then we can, and then we run the 33 divided by 29 times by 83, you'll get, she was on track for a 94, and I think that's even putting her time on ground percentage potentially up 2 or 3%, because she was on the ground for a good fair portion of that quarter. So you could probably even do that down to 27%, and then times that by the 83, and you get her probably on track for about 100, give or take, probably even more at that point. So, yeah, she was on track for a decent enough score, and then she just got concussed, going back in a marking contest where she really should have got a free kick as well. So that's how bad the umpires were. Absolutely pathetic on the night. If she'd not gotten concussed, I probably would have been on track for about 100 or so. She's basically ruined the season, being the double captain points, and yeah, that sort of sucks. Atkinson, 3 disposals, 7 tackles, 32. Taylor, Ivy, Cronin, James, Morris, Santonetti, Allen, and Blair. Then we move over to West Coast, and you can just see how poor this game was for AFL Fantasy, that there was no real 100 scorers. There was no 100 scorers, and basically, and also we just received the news last night that Hoskin is out for game 2 as well. So you can basically look at this and go, people have Frederick. Not many people have Rose, so she doesn't really count. Can doesn't really damage you. So Campbell, so basically Drennan, who was a potential choice, and Roberts 81. So there was no one really damaging. And Britton also out in the second game of the round as well, so she's not damaging as well. So if you really look at it, this game, for the double game week, only really Drennan and Roberts and Frederick are going to take away a lot of points from you if you don't have any of the top liners, because no one else is really highly owned. So Drennan, 25, she did her work a lot in the last quarter. It is what it is. Hoskin as well, 87. She scored 30 in the last and 33 in the first. She just got really lucky that her role was a forward role, and then she happened to score a lot of points off of huge amount of tackles, which was kind of surprising. Lewis here, you can see 19 disposals, 81. Roberts, 81 as well. I thought Roberts and Lewis got a little bit lucky with a couple other high shots, especially Roberts was the one that did concuss Davey in the end. I know it wasn't an reportable offense or whatnot, but it was at least a high shot. It was like an elbow to the back of the head and an accidental elbow, but that's still high. So yeah, it was that, and it was also chopping off the arms as well. So it should have been a free kick, but it is what it is. Britain 18, 7 and 3. She did pretty well, but obviously not going to be in game 2. Swanson getting back into form, and this is why I probably didn't want to touch the West Coast midfield. You can just see it was sort of Drennan, Hoskin, Lewis, Roberts, Swanson as well in there. You also have the likes of Sonny Backer, who's going to play a lot in there in the tagging role. She tagged Bree Davey not really that well in the sense until Bree Davey got herself injured. Thomas, 56. I think against Brisbane, she'll do a lot better. She's just struggling a little bit given that she has... she's just not getting the ball as much given that West Coast are a better side. Gibson got herself up to a 54. I thought she was going to get a little bit higher given that I think she got off to a real hot start. Yeah, only 11 in the second half. She was on 43 at halftime, which probably would have put her up around this sort of region, I would say, in the top sort of 7 or 8 plays for the game. So she was on track early and then fell away. Backer really went strong in the second half, of 41 for her in the second half. Weston, a 50, so she's doing really well as a small forward. Cleaver, 47, did pretty well. Donato here, 37. She did all right, especially late on in the game, 14, 7, 12. So she scored 33 in the last 3. LeKay, Franklin as well, 32. Potential dislocated finger problems, but that should be sorted. Wrench, Wakefield, Schilling, Gooch, and Simon. So Schilling actually really did struggle, which was a good thing that I didn't have her because she struggled the last 2 games. I think she's combined for maybe 50 or like 58 in the last 2 weeks, which is sort of what you want out of 1 game week. But anyway, that is the video there. Just a quick rundown as I try and power through these 3 videos today quickly this morning. Of the Collingwood versus West Coast game, you'll get the Brisbane versus Western Bulldogs game recap, which I wasn't able to really, watch at all. But I was watching the sort of rundown of the stats of it, and then you'll get my men's tips for the prelims. So that is the video, and if you did enjoy, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and if you do want to watch all my other AFLW fantasy content, there'll be a playlist up at the moment that you can click on and go through that to watch all that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.